Here comes Father Gabriel, kiddies! What's going on, guys? Welcome to Dead Walking Sunday, where we review The Walking Dead, Episode 2. And there is spoilers in this video because I'm assuming like the whole world has been watching this show. So let's just talk about what went down and my thoughts on it. And I want to hear your thoughts on it. Just comment below. But let's get right into it. Basically, the whole episode was about Rick, his group, trying to find shelter. They stumble upon Father Gabriel. Gabriel leads them to a church. They stay at the church for a while. They go get supplies. They come back. We all know what happens to Bob. And guess what? Terminus Gareth is back. And we get a lot of character interaction. That's what I liked about this episode was, you know, the group has been separated for so long that this episode, it didn't bore me because here's the thing. This episode is more important like the previous episodes that kind of bored you because it was just, you know, there's talking. In this episode, you actually want to hear what these characters' interactions are. We got pretty much, of course, Carol and Daryl. That was the most interesting interaction, and it was playful and it was serious. But we all want to know how Daryl felt with Carol leaving and then Carol coming back, and then, of course, Carol killing Lizzie and I forgot what the other sister's name was. So, you know, all that whole situation. And I thought they did a good job at it. I thought, though, if they were going to make this officially a pairing, this would have been the best time to kind of go that way. Maybe like Daryl give Carol a kiss or something like that. I don't know. I mean, it was very serious. So there's not that. It's The Walking Dead where, you know, not a lot of lovey-dovey stuff happens except with Bob and Sasha. But, you know, it's The Walking Dead. And if you read the comics, there's always going to be, you know, sexual interest and all that. So I'm surprised that, you know, they didn't go the route of Carol and Daryl. You know, just make it a little bit more, hinting at it a little bit more, which they kind of did. But if they were going to do it, this probably would have been the right episode because Carol's back. And speaking of Bob and Sasha, you know, they get lovey-dovey in this, you know, they have a relationship from the previous season where they established that, hey, you know, Sasha likes Bob and a kiss and blah, blah, blah. They start kissing a lot here in this episode. But enough of that pairing and interaction. Let's go to other interaction where we meet Father Gabriel. And I'm going to be quite honest. I mean, the comic book, I just don't like Father Gabriel. He's so annoying. He's just really kind of a throwaway character. He really is a character that was a plot device to get us to the next arc in the comic books. And you know, Kirkman hasn't really used him since. So I'm not a big fan of Father Gabriel, but the actor actually did a great job in this episode. I don't like the character because we found out that Father Gabriel is kind of a wuss, especially when the group went to look for supplies. Rick, Bob, Sasha, Michonne, Gabriel. Of course, they brought Gabriel because, you know, they don't trust the guy. And Rick telling Carl, listen, you're not safe. You can't trust, you know, whatever happens in a second, you better be ready. So they go and basically get supplies. And that one scene where all the walkers are trapped underneath, like, it was a drywall kind of, and like a sewage kind of place where all the canned food and stuff and everything was at. You know, they all go down there, and basically Father Gabriel, of course, panics. And it was really cool, though, how they brought what do you call them? Little storage things where you put canned food at, and they made it into like a wall, and they just started stabbing zombies. But of course, Father Gabriel freaks out and gets the whole group in danger. Of course. What really was dumb, though, was Bob. What a boneheaded move. You see little bubbles coming out of the water, and you're reaching for that crap and for the supplies and everything. Don't you think that once you guys pushed all the the little storage containers, whatever, down on the zombies. You think, there might be a zombie underneath the water. So Bob, it was his own doing, because at the end we find out, yes, poor Bob was bitten. Oh, well, we kind of don't find out yet. Well, spoilers anyway. Bob's bitten, buddy. He's crying in the forest. He's away from the group towards that last scene. We got to talk about it. Bob is bitten. If you read the comics, you know exactly where this is going. And of course, Gareth is nibbling on his leg. They keep him. They take him hostage, or they capture him. And they cut off his leg and they start eating Bob. And I think for a moment, that was the guy with the baseball cap. I don't think Tyrese killed him. Well, it looked like he killed him, but I think for a moment that was the guy with the baseball hat when Bob was, waking up. So, Tyrese, you better have killed that guy, buddy. You better have made sure you killed that guy. Because, it was kind of funny how I didn't want Carol to go in and stuff, but hey. So poor Bob. Bob made a boneheaded decision going after that, that supplies when clearly there was bubbles coming out of the water. So I don't know what the hell Bob was thinking. And this episode, like I said, it wasn't boring to me. It was actually, the pacing was fine. I wanted to know, this is the first time the group has been really together, and this is the first time we see Abraham, Eugene, and I want to say Ramirez all together. They're the new people in the group. So, and of course, Abraham is pushing the idea, hey, we need to go to Washington. We need to get Eugene there. And Rick agrees towards the end of this episode. And Bob, of course, was talking about it. Rick, listen, we're going to go no matter what. You need to say yes on this. So it looks like they're going to go to Washington once this whole ordeal is done. A lot of other things happen in the episode. Yes, there was some things that happened in the episode, like Beth. Where's Beth? Well, we find that the car that took Beth whizzes by Daryl and Carol, who have this little moment where they go. Carol wanted to leave the group. She found an abandoned car. We see in of course, you guys saw the episode earlier in the episode where they both find a abandoned car that they could use to get away if something goes down. But of course, Carol towards the end wants to leave the group because she just seems like she thinks she doesn't fit into the group, and she's a burden to everybody. Of course, Daryl chases after her. Daryl sees the car, and they get the abandoned car, and they're off to the races to see where the hell this car that took Beth is going. So that's an interesting point, because we all want to know, where the fuck is Beth? Where's Beth? Okay, where is Beth? So that's great. Daryl and Carol are having a little mini subplot story going on there, while Rick and everybody is dealing with the whole Bob getting kidnapped situation. And of course, Gareth is involved. They're cannibals. We all knew that. And if you read the storyline for the comics, you know exactly where this is going. In this episode, if you read The Walking Dead, you knew exactly where it was going with Bob. He's like, oh yeah, well, Bob's the new Dale. So, yeah, and it's kind of sad that they picked on Bob. I mean, well, I can't think of really, I guess Tara could have been, but I guess Bob, I kind of wanted to get to know Bob a little bit more. He definitely came, his character started to bloom a little bit at the end of the last season. So, Bob was a nice little character, but we all know Bob was going to be done for. He's pretty much, I think he's dead at this point. It's sad, but thank you, Bob. Morgan, there's a seat for you, buddy. We're waiting for you, Morgan. We're waiting for you. So, yeah. So, poor Bob. I mean, but it's kind of Bob's own doing and stuff. And you know what? We learned that, Michonne, we need to get her a sword pronto. Michonne needs a sword. Can somebody give Michonne a sword? Please. So, yes. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And, of course, Gabriel is hiding something. We see Carl, when Rick went out to go get the supplies, we see Carl with Tyrese and the baby. Carl stays behind, of course, and he's, just looks at the area and sees if he finds any clues what Gabriel's kind of hiding. And we see markings on the outside of the church saying you're gonna burn in hell, this and that. There's little things off about Father Gabriel, and we all know where that's going if you read the comics. It looks like the show is really they're really sticking with the comics this time, which I think is too little too late. It would have been nice if they just ventured off in something else, because we're at season 5 at this point I want nothing to do really, not nothing to do with the comics, but just give me surprises other than not knowing where you're going. I know exactly where this was going because I read the comics. So, and it's if they are following the comics, I definitely am not looking forward to that one episode. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. That one episode that involves a certain person. So, I don't want to cry. Well, anyway, so this episode was actually really good. I enjoyed it. It wasn't boring. I didn't feel bored. I was very interested in the character interaction, especially that little fast interaction that Tara gave with Maggie, stating that she was with the governor when they beheaded her father. But overall, it's a great episode. It wasn't great. It was a good episode. It was a good episode. Kept me entertained. Didn't waste my time. It really felt like the story was progressing. We were going from one place to another, and it made sense why they were going to these places. And I did like the Michonne and Rick interaction as well. I always love Michonne and Rick interaction. I think these two, I'm pretty sure Michonne's going to be the new Andrea, and they do mention Andrea, how she misses Andrea, she misses Herschel. I miss Herschel, not too much Andrea. They really fucked up her character. But anyway, so yeah, really good episode. Pacing was great. Zombies always look great. This season they're really killing it with the zombies. And of course, that kill that Rick gave, just smashing that one zombie right in the freaking wall. That was a nice little zombie kill. So overall, it was a good episode. It was definitely progressed the story a little bit more. It wasn't as boring as I thought it was going to be. That the previews looked. The next episode looks a little bit more jacked up, a little bit more hype. So can't wait for the next episode. So far, 2 episodes in, very happy where The Walking Dead is going. Just wish there was a little bit more surprises. Other than that, like I said, good episode. I had to give it I'll give it an 8 out of 10 because it really progressed the story and it's really setting something up that's going to be really good. Hopefully that they do it beautifully. So other than that, let me know what you guys think. If you guys read the comics, you know exactly what's pretty much going on. What do you guys think about this episode? Do you think they should stick to the comics or just at this point, or just kind of just like venture off on their own and give us a little bit more surprises? I want to know what you guys thought about this episode. Spoiler discussion all around. So the comments, you have been warned. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. This is a spoiler review. We've all seen The Walking Dead. Get your ass to wherever and go watch The Walking Dead. If you like spoilers, well, welcome aboard. Other than that, thank you for watching. And if you like this video, click the like button. If you want to comment below. And if you know something, oh, I just did a Jeremy Johns. Well, anyway, so many other reviews and so many other videos. I really appreciate if you subscribe. And thank you very much. And hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Because the Raiders lost, so I'm gonna go get drunk. See you guys.